Good morning, friends. Let's read this beautiful book today. It's called Puppy. How many stars are in the sky? So Puppy's Papa. And this book is written by Angel Vigil, illustrated by Adel Ahab and Martin James. Let's find out what this book is telling us. Puppy, how many stars are in the sky? So this book is also having a few words in Spanish, but I'll tell you what they are. Whenever they visit their grandparents' farm, Ariana, Carlos, and Maria gather after dinner to listen to their grandfather's stories. One warm night, they sat out on the porch, with grandfather rocking peacefully in his tall wooden rocking chair. He always waited until dusk to begin. He loved stories. Like children everywhere, the children had a favorite story, and I like grandparents everywhere. The grandfather never tired of telling it. The night was a perfect night for that story. As they looked up at the evening sky, just beginning to fill with its bright, shiny stars, the children began to chant, Papi, ¿cuántas estrellas hay en el cielo? Let's find out what those words mean in English. Papi, how many stars are in the sky? Papi gazed lovingly at each of his grandchildren and asked them, how many do you think? Carlos raised his arms to the starry darkness, saying there must be a zillion. The grandfather laughed wearily. Well, mijo, that's a pretty close. Maybe we'll better count them, but first I have to tell you the story about the stars and why they are in the sky. And knowing that the story was about to begin, the children put themselves even closer to their grandfather. You see them? They were sitting here, close to his lap, and the little girl was actually on grandfather's lap. So they're looking at the stars, and he says, just as he had countless times before, Papi gazed out toward the stars and pointed his weird finger. You see, mijo? Mijos, every time a child is born, a new star is added to the sky, and that star shines forever for that child. Wow! As they listened, the children dreamily searched the starry sky, imagining all the children in the world. And secondly, they tried to find the stars that were theirs. The bright stars telling the stories all their lives. Have you ever go outside and think about that every star represent one of you guys? You can go outside and find yours on the sky. So the grandfather was pointing to the stars and say, look at them. Can you find like shapes on the stars? This one, what does that look? It looks like an animal, huh? And this one, not an animal. But let's find out what he says. Oh, look at this one, looks like a lizard. And he says, over there is a lizard like the one I once caught at the water pond. Oh, he caught one lizard at the water pond. Okay. Wow, we see many stars right here. And through the middle of it all runs the bright starry path of the Milky Way, leading you back home if you ever get lost. Wow, Milky Way. What's a Milky Way, friends? Do you know what is the word? We're gonna find that out in a little bit after we read this book. So knowing that their favorite part of the story was knitting, the children repeated their chorus. Papi, how many stars are in the sky? Patiently, the grandfather began. Well, let's count them, Ariana. You can count. You count. And then Ariana, sweet Ariana, start counting them. This is the little Ariana. She was pointing to the stars as she was counting. Then right here, Carlos was counting one by one until he get to 10. But the grandfather was laughing and he says, well, Carlos, there are more than 10 stars in the sky. But if we keep counting like that, we will never get to bed. Maria, do you want to count? So Maria also was counting and counting, and the grandfather was laughing. But so far, every single one of them get a chance to count the stars. And now he says, okay, well, now, because the children asked the grandfather, can you count them now? And he says, okay. With his calm voice, the grandfather says, look at the stars in the night sky. All my life, I have been counting the stars in the sky, and now I finally know that there are 50 estrellas in the sky. You know what is 50? Well, the children howl with delight. 50? Well, 50. There are more than 50. So 50 is in Spanish, English 50. And yeah, he says, well, yeah. And just as he had countless times before, the grandfather shook his head saying, no, the number 50, which does mean 50, but the word 50, which means infinity. That means there are so many stars you can count them all. It's infinity, so many that you can never finish counting. So the grandfather put all of the children in bed as he was singing a beautiful, peaceful song to them, a lullaby. And he sang the song in Spanish to them. And that was the end of the story. The children, as they were dreaming about the stars and the beautiful grandfather that they have. Okay, friends, so now we're gonna find out those two words and we're gonna write them down and see what does that mean, okay? So we learn about Milky Way. Milky Way. And I inviting you to write this word, those words at home. Milky, M-I-L-K-Y-W-A-Y. Milky Way. What does that mean? Okay, this is mean a galaxy. Galaxy? What is a galaxy? What is that, friends? What is a galaxy? Well, a galaxy is a millions of stars. It's a collection of gas and dust and stars. It is a system. It's like a big community of stars. A lot of stars, my friends. S-T-A-R-S. And why we can never count them all? Got it? Because it is an infinity number. Infinity means that there are too many that will never finish counting. So infinity means too much, too many. sentence. So please write those words at home, practice writing them up, and please, well, take care and we'll see you tomorrow.